What's up, everyone? Totally Emerald and Detective Pikachu here. What are we here for? We're here to do a character analysis on Fuegoleon Vermillion, Pikachu's favorite captain. Yeah, Fuegoleon's pretty cool. Yeah, he's definitely in my top 10 favorite characters in Black Clover. Probably, maybe even in the top 5. He's like my third or second, maybe even second best favorite captain. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't even like his magic attribute, fire. You know, since it's one of the most cliche and overused magic attributes. Literally one of the most used attributes ever, since it is an elemental, one of the 4 main ones. But Fuegoleon pulls it off so well. He's just so. That's how cool Fuegoleon is, or should I say, hot. Get it? So yeah, okay, that was bad, sorry. Anyway, alright, cue the intro. Yay! We're finally gonna talk about my favorite captain! Yeah, you must be, this is the video you've been hyped for the most, and for everyone who forgot, I'm doing the captains in order of what their place was at the last Star Festival, which, even though they had lost their captain for probably around, likely half of the year, they managed to get middle place, beating out like half of the squad. So yeah, the Crimson Lions are no joke. Definitely no joke. Before that, they always placed second place. So they're like the third, counting the Black Bulls and Golden Dog. Yeah, they're the third best squad. And fourth would be the Silver Eagles. Number 5, I want to say the Blue Rose, since they rank just above of the Lions, but their captain, well, she did get stronger, so, I mean, they're a contender. So, yeah. Alright, now let's start the video off like I usually do with the discussions, with their history. Okay, so Fuegoleon was born in the House of Vermillion, hence his name and hair color. So he was the second child and the first son. He, along with Mereoleona, or Mero as I like to call her, they were both trained by Teresa, which the fact that she managed to turn Fuegoleon and Mereoleona into that strong of characters is only temperate of her skills as a teacher. I wish I had a teacher who could teach me that well. Well, I will once I can go to Modesto Power and take Jiu-Jitsu again. Yeah, although Mereoleona, after she got her grimoire, started to train in the wild more. But Teresa taught her the basics for a couple years, and in a flashback during what's her name, Aesir's pregnancy with Nozel, you could see that Fuegoleon was kind of cowardly, a lot more cowardly and meek, kind of like Yugi. He was clinging on to his sister's clothing, like, oh man, please, oh my god, yeah. But that shows character development and realisticness, showing he wasn't always the most untouchable, well, I mean, not untouchable, unstoppable stoicness he developed, which makes sense. He was a teenager at the time. I think he was like 14. Yeah, he grew up to be probably, I'll say it right now, Fuegoleon is probably the best candidate for Wizard King. He's strong enough, he's a really great leader. It makes sense. Like I said, he was a captain of the second best, now third best squad. Yeah, Fuegoleon is no joke. We just love Fuegoleon for it. He has an awesome design. He's really powerful. He's a great leader. He's everything. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I wonder if the Vermillions founded the first Crimson Lion and, when it was. I really hope, even if it's just in author notes, that we know the origin of more than one Magic Knight squad, since that would be pretty good for world building. Although, now in the story, especially with what's going on, no spoilers, but it involves Natched. We might find out the origin of the Azora deer, but I can always get my hopes up. But Tabitha, if you're watching this, which you're most likely not, please make us show one more origin of the squads. All right. Now, when Leopold was born, Fuegoleon, when he was 3, Fuegoleon decided to be his brother's mentor. Yeah, and it's kind of weird that, I wouldn't say weird, I mean, it is possible, but Fuegoleon was almost like a big brother, a father not a father, since he was only 14 years older, though there have been cases of 14-year-olds being fathers and mothers, but it's rare. Now, Meriliona, who was 16 years older, 16 years older than Leopold, she was not ready for kids, definitely not, and I don't think she is now. I mean, maybe, but I can imagine she'd be really tough. Because get this, she was going to throw him into the wilderness at 3 years old. Dude, Meriliona, not everyone's an unstoppable beast like you. Especially not when they're 3 years old. Jeez. Yeah, she's not ready for kids.
You can say that again!
Totally. When they both had their grimoire, they fought. Meriliona and Fuegoleon fought to the death, and that battle was known as the Hot-Blooded Tuesday. I would have loved to see that fight. But guess we'll just have to deal with the flashback. Although, who knows? Maybe when Fuegoleon gets another fight, we'll see more of it. Maybe just a few more panels or something. All right. So, talked about his history, and there was something else. I remember in the hot spring episode, Leopold had this thought of Fuegoleon teaching Leopold the art of spying on naked girls. Don't worry, it's not. I was talking to Angelique. Anyway, don't worry, Leopold was all, no, my brother would never do that. In fact, I'd bet he'd beat up people who did. I know I would, because I would never do that. I wouldn't. Okay, I've talked about his history. Now the next progression that I usually do, let's talk about his magic, which, there's not that much to say. Makes sense, it is fire magic, one of, if not the most cliche powers in anime. I mean, Fuegoleon uses it pretty well. I mean, it makes sense, he is a captain, and so does Meriliona, but I'm really not a fan of fire power in anime, because it's just way too used. But Fuegoleon makes it work, especially now that he got the salamander. Oh, and he used one of his spells is Salamander's Breath, and he also has a restraining spell where he summons Fire Lion Paws and restrains them. So, I don't remember the name. I'll just put it right here. Anyway, it's pretty strong, and yeah, Fuegoleon's no joke. Though, I'd say Meriliona is still a little bit stronger than him. I could be wrong. Comment down below who you guys think is stronger right now in the story. But especially when Meriliona, at the beginning of the series, before he got the salamander, Meriliona was stronger, by far. And we know captains do get stronger, but especially when Meriliona used her ultimate spell at the time, where she she's all, Talios Brachium Purgatoria Best! Yeah, that was pretty strong. Meriliona, yeah, she was definitely tier 0 before the time skip. Yeah, she took on 5 elves. 5 elven boosted two of which were captain level before the Elven boost, and the other three were Royal Knights level without it. So, yeah, Mereoleona, if anyone was going to be tier 0 before the time skip, she definitely was. Yeah, alright, I've talked about his spell. Now let's talk about him in the story. Okay, so Fuegoleon was... I'm gonna skip the entrance exam since we all know that. He did call on someone, that's all I'll say. Okay. Now, during the merit, when his squad, mostly Leopold, was given a rank boost, Fuegoleon stopped the fight between him and Nozel. At that point, I'd say Fuegoleon was stronger. And not just because... Well, a big part of that is because he has the elemental advantage over Nozel, but it would still be a close fight. Nozel was all, he is a commoner. He's not worthy to be here. But Fuegoleon was all, he was given the permission to come here by the Wizard King. And then their mana clashed, and I really wish we saw that fight between them. Yeah, it would have been so epic. But alas, it got interrupted for the emergency on the attack on the royal capital. During the invasion, Noelle was all, I can't do this, But Fuegoleon gave her a chop to the head and delivered one of, if not the most famous quotes in the entire series. Being weak is nothing to be ashamed of. Staying weak is. Fuegoleon fought against Radis and defeated him, and he picked up his grimoire and found out he only had one spell, and Radis was all, no, don't you judge me, Yeah, Radis is pretty strong. I looked it up and watched the episode, and he was the best entrance examinee at one of the entrance exams. And he was a commoner, because he was a commoner, he was looked down upon. Stupid society. Later on, he fell. Well, not really fell. He went right to the trap where he faced against Patri, which, this scene was added in the anime. It's not confirmed if it's really canon, but in that scene, Fuegoleon was up against Licht, and he sliced off his arm like nothing. Yes, you could say Fuegoleon was, caught off guard by, seeing that William was Patri, but still, he wasn't, that's just downplaying him. Now, a lot of popular fan theory was these three, spell portals were the fourth, all four of the strongest Eye of the Midnight Sun members were ganged up on him, which I personally believe that. I really hope, at least I really, really hope it's filler. It probably is, but maybe Tabitha will tell us in an author notes. Anyway, because of that, he lost his arm and he was hospitalized for a good portion of the story, up until the Elf arc, where he came back, and when his vice captain Elvin possessed, I forget his name. I think he was Rolf. I could be wrong. Anyway, he was given the power of Salamander, and he got a major boost. Oh, and don't worry about Fuegoleon losing his arm. He got a magical prosthetic made of fire, which that looks so cool. I wonder if it has feeling. It might, but maybe Tabitha will tell that in author notes. Alright, and he one-shotted his captain with, vice captain with Salamander's breath, and that was pretty impressive. His vice captain, I'm sorry I forgot his name, but he took him out in one hit when all of the senior Crimson Lions were having so much trouble against him. That's how much of a badass he was, and then Fuegoleon rode his salamander into the Shadow Palace, and then he got another time to shine, and then he fought against Elven-possessed Kaiser, and he absolutely destroyed him. But he, unlike Mereoleona, who used brute strength, Fuegoleon used his smarts and his power. He couldn't get into the vortex, so he used his salamander to get in as a decoy to get in, and then sneak up, and it was all ignition ×2, and then knocked him clean out. Yeah, Fuegoleon at that point. Yeah, Fuegoleon's pretty cool. I honestly, as a fighter, as in strategically speaking, Fuegoleon's a better fighter. Strategically speaking, smarts, leadership, fighting, you know what I mean. And after that, he rode his salamander and everyone out of the Shadow Palace, and before it collapsed, and that's it. And then during the magic parlance scene, when Yami was about to fight the leader of Kira, Fuegoleon and Nozel stopped the fight at mid-point, because he was all, we can't lose valuable knights like you. Yeah, both of them were like that. Okay, and in the filler arc that was overseen by Tabitha, Fuegoleon, he didn't have to worry about it. Julius, because the country was damaged, he had to cut their Magic Knight budget in half, which Fuegoleon's a royal. Even if he had half the money, even if he only had half the money, or maybe even a third of his, royalty money, and he had no Magic Knight income, he would still flourish. Hey, yeah, he's rich. They're royals. They're loaded with money. So Jack and Yami were all, come on, man, you can't do that. We're in debt. Alright, and in that episode where Fuegoleon fought against his fellow Magic Knights captains, it was, I know I'm keep repeating myself, but I really wish that didn't end in a tie. I mean, it was a really awesome fight where Fuegoleon burned through out of the cage and the vortex using pure willpower and firepower. Yeah, but I really wish he made one team win. Because making it a tie, that's kind of cliche. But whatever. At least it was an awesome battle. Where Fuegoleon is in the series right now, he fought against some Dark Disciples with Nozel and Dorothy, and he fought some mid-rank devils, or maybe it was low to mid devils, along with his other Magic Knights, and that's about him in the story right now. I'm sure we're going to get him. We're going to get one last big hoorah for not Jack. Well, I hope Jack too, but Fuegoleon, he deserves one last big hoorah. He's like a major player in this, one of the most prominent captains. Yeah, Fuegoleon's pretty awesome. I mean, honestly, he really is the best candidate for Wizard King, which, I gotta complain. I really wish Tabitha didn't keep Julius as the Wizard King. Let me explain more. After the time skip would have been the best time to make the 29th Wizard King, which Fuegoleon was perfect for it. But I'm sure maybe Asta will be the 29th Wizard King, which I hope there's one more. Actually, I wish that we knew more than just 2 of the 28 Magic Emperors, since that would be really good for world building, and world building is one of Black Clover's strong suits. Yeah, and also Mereoleona. I might do a discussion on Mereoleona sometime this month. Next week is going to be Charlotte Rosalie's discussion video. I'm going to love dressing up for that. You'll know what I mean next week. We like her, but she's just not all that. She's like in our favorite captain's middle place. The next One Piece episode review is going to be a day late, since I'll be spending the weekend with my mom. This will be the first time I've been to her house since all that went wrong in the world. With COVID and all. but I'm really excited. I'm gonna see Michaela and my grandpa. Oh, in case you guys don't know, Michaela is our next door neighbor. Well, her next door neighbor. She got me through the last 4 months of living with my mom. I was so sleep deprived. She was a fun girl to be around. All right, we better get going. It's really pouring outside. All right, before that, you know the drill.
Don't forget